We're just gonna wait another minute so folks can join us for our R&R session. So feel free to take this time to make yourself comfortable. If you're able to kick off your shoes, feel free to do so. And I'll start our session in just a minute or so. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the November R&R session. My name is Shelly Maxwell, and I'm a counselor with the Ascension, Wisconsin EAP program. And we're delighted that you have joined us. If this is your first time joining us, we hold these R&R sessions typically on the first Wednesday of every month from 12 to 12:30. This week was a little different because I was out of town. I was getting back from Mexico a week ago. And I brought back a little bit of the respiratory bug that is going around. So um, I'm on the tail end of it. So hopefully I don't have a coughing fit. So knock on wood. But we're really glad you're here. If this is your first time, again, we typically start out with some guided imagery and reflection, and then move into grounding and deep breathing and chair yoga. Not only am I the full-time counselor here in Oshkosh for the EAP program, but I'm also a registered yoga teacher and teach here in Oshkosh. So I've been practicing for over 20 years and teaching for about 7 years now. And we've been doing these R&R sessions since COVID. So moving into, our fourth year, um, which is pretty amazing. I think so. Yeah, third or fourth year. So pretty exciting. And I encourage your colleagues to join us. If you can't join us and you really want to benefit from the practice, we keep these sessions recorded on our YouTube channel, and we have a whole playlist of the previous R&R sessions when Zoom is cooperating with us to record them. So if you have any questions or issues, feel free to enter it into the chat. My coworker Erin is my wingman and is helping with the recordings and chat and all that. So let's begin. So we're moving into the season of gratitude, right? And Thanksgiving, it's hard to believe it's in a couple of weeks. And we've been blessed with a really long summery fall. But I see that snow is in this forecast next week. So it's going to start feeling like the holiday season pretty soon. And there's something about gratitude that I've been reflecting on, especially being under the weather and just with different things that have, been playing out. Gratitude is really easy, right? When things are going well and when we're feeling well. But when we're not feeling so hot physically, mentally, emotionally, um, it's challenging. And I almost feel like we need a different word for gratitude when we're really having to look for it. It's not coming easily to us. And in our culture, we have this over, uh, valuing of strengths, right? And this idea that we've got to muscle through tough times, right? We just have to hunker down and move through it. And so I love this quote, when times gets tough, the key is not to stay strong. The key is to stay grateful. But how do we do that, right? We don't need to overvalue our strength here. And there's times, right, when I've been fighting off despair and the depression that can really start to lay its roots in despair, where I have had to force myself out of bed. Right? It just literally feels like fighting for myself. So I'm not talking at that level of despair, but more like we're just feeling a bit off. And gratitude isn't coming easily. So what do we do, right? When we're trying to stay grateful and it's not coming easily. So, it reminds me of my family members when they say they've looked for something. Hey, mom, where's X, Y, or Z? And they've looked for it, but they haven't searched for it, right? And then I move a couple of things around, and sure enough, there it is. And I was like, did you really look? Well, yeah. So, gratitude when things are easy, we can glance around at stuff and it's like, oh, yeah, I'm grateful for that, grateful for that, grateful for that. But when we're really not feeling so great, we've got to search for it. You might need to dig a bit. All right. And that is okay. But it's really important. So there's two things. One is it's really important to practice gratitude when times are easy. I'll say the same thing about our grounding and deep breathing practice. It's critical that you practice daily and throughout the day to keep yourself, if you want to think of it, green zone, yellow zone, red zone. The number one mistake I see my clients making when it comes to coping and using grounding, deep breathing, or gratitude is they say, yeah, I tried that. It didn't work for me. And I explore, I say, when were those times that you tried it and it didn't work? Sure enough, they were trying to use it during the red time. And that's it. They were in the red zone. These skills are going to be really, really hard in the red zone, even if you're practicing regularly. I prefer that you're using these skills to stay in the green zone. When you feel like you're going into the yellow zone, use them diligently so that we can really hopefully avoid the red zone. Okay. Now, if you're in the red zone, it's still good to touch on it, but it's going to be out of your grasp, and that's okay. You might need to take a walk. You might need to do other things that help bring you into the yellow zone where then you can search for gratitude or you can really work with more of the grounding and the deep breathing. But it underlies how important it is that we practice daily so it is more natural and a little bit more easier for us when we get into the yellow zone or we're approaching the yellow zone. Okay. And I certainly find in my 20 years of using this practice, I don't go into the red zone as often as I did, back in the day, or when I'm in the red zone, it's not very long. Okay, but it's because of my daily practice. So I encourage that to you, and offer that to you, I should say. So let's think about what sensations do you feel in your body when you're trying to muscle through hard times? Okay, think of a time where you were just really pushing yourself and not listening to your body, not listening to anything. You just kind of were tunnel visioned. Okay. And it might have served a purpose. It might have been survival mode. I'm not saying it's bad or good. I'm just saying, how does it feel in the body? Then, once you have an idea of that, now think of what is a time where you've sat back and taken a moment to focus on gratitude during a difficult time. And how does that feel in the body? Okay, and you might need to close your eyes. That's fine. Create a space for you to reflect. And For me, I'm just going to use my personal self. When I'm trying to muscle through, like really push myself when I don't have the energy, I don't have the focus, I feel depleted really quickly. And I feel like this level of uh, armoring in a way, right? I just kind of shut down. And when I think of the contrast with going to a place of gratitude, there's a softening and an opening. Um, it opens my mind to be more flexible, and I tend to be a more creative problem solver. And my gratitude practice over the years, I used a diligent practice for 5 years when I was going through a really awful time with my mom's death, divorce, change in work. And that writing 8 to 10 things every night for 5 years, it ended up being not letting myself repeat within that week really taught me that there is no such thing as truly an awful day, right? Where it was only bad. Some of the most amazing blessings came into my days that were the most treacherous and difficult. So, like, there's this trust, right? And you start to build this awareness that there's a balance. It doesn't minimize the difficulty and the pain that we're in physically or mentally or emotionally, but it buoys us. Okay. It helps us keep perspective, and that keeps depression and anxiety at bay when we keep perspective. So, for those times when you are having to search for gratitude, and that might be in the coming weeks while we focus on giving thanks, uh, you can do a Google search and find lots of journal prompts. It's amazing now in the last 5 years, the market for gratitude journals, and it can be helpful to look through and shop and see which one fits your style. And there's a couple of ways that you can do a gratitude practice. You could do one where you just look at prompts and, just randomly take some time. Um, a daily practice can be helpful. I love doing it at night. You release a ton of endorphins when you are focusing on gratitude. Richie Davidson, the neuropsychologist and psychiatrist at Madison, he's the one doing all this amazing research. And I could go on and on about gratitude, but it is evidence-based. And so you get a lot of endorphins, and endorphins help you feel content and at peace. And it really helps you to sleep better. So doing a gratitude at practice at night can be great. I have clients who do it while they're driving to work or microdose it during the day. Research actually shows that the most beneficial gratitude practice is taking time once a week to write about 3 things that you're grateful for, but write about it in great depth. But for our purposes today, I'd like you to read through this list of prompts, and the first 2 or 3 that really stand out to you, just choose those. And I want you to answer it, okay? And once you come up with your answer of, for instance, number 2, who makes you feel loved and why? And just picture that person. Um, Number 4, what's your favorite outdoor activity? And maybe add, like, when was the last time you did it? Really come into that moment, right? Like you're with that person, you're in that moment. And I want you to close your eyes. And this is what we're going to use as our grounding practice today. Bring it into your body. What are you feeling when you have this, moment that you really maybe cherish, right? Or that resonates with you? And what does it feel like in your body to feel the gratitude for that experience? Whether it's, feeling loved or having an outdoor activity that you just really enjoy, or somebody who helped you recently, you know? So go ahead and sink into your chair a little bit deeper. Let the body soften. Let the mind soften. Maybe notice the safety that gratitude can bring, a sense that we are cared for and supported. And notice what happens to your breathing. Observe yourself just neutrally and observe how the body is feeling, but also how the body is feeling with the breath. Is it like shallow breathing, or is it becoming a little bit deeper? Is it herky-jerky, or is it becoming a little bit smoother and deep? And as the body softens, you create more room for the breath. And the breath is what is stimulating the diaphragm and then the vagus nerve, and hence your parasympathetic system, the rest and digest part of your nervous system. It's the opposite of the active side. And maybe notice how your feet are resting on the floor. You might wiggle the toes. Notice how your back and your legs are fully supported by whatever you are sitting on. And you might wiggle a bit to get a little bit more comfortable. And bring awareness to your sits bones, rooting a little bit more deeply into your seat, your hips softening and relaxing, your shoulders, your neck, the back of the head and the top of the head, and soften the forehead, the temples, your eyes, your jaw, and your tongue. Let it soften within your mouth. And bring awareness to your belly. Notice how it expands and fills, pushes out as you are inhaling. And if it's not, switch it over. So you want to be inhaling and letting the belly come forward. And as you exhale, bring in a gentle effort to hug your navel center, that belly button, towards your spine, to the back of your seat. And you're pushing the lungs up into the rib cage with the diaphragm. And when you come to the top of that exhale or bottom of the exhale, then release the effort and just naturally let the belly balloon with the inhale. The lungs are expanding and they're pushing all your insides out a bit, So if you want to know the mechanics there. And then when you come to the top of your inhale, bring in that gentle effort, and exhale, hug the navel center in. And let's bring in a sense of gratitude for this moment you've chosen for yourself to come into this space. Gratitude for the fact that our body has been breathing since day one, and we don't have to put much thought to it. It's just been, our breath has been our dearest friend since the moment we were birthed. Okay. Gratitude that your body just knows what to do with the breath, all the nutrients that are available to you with the air that surrounds you. There is like a life force that surrounds you with the air, with the breath. And notice what it feels like as the breath touches your nostrils, as it comes in to the body. And then again, the sensation of the breath as it touches the nostrils on its way out. And all the nutrients that are sustaining you just through the air that surrounds you and through the breath. This is the air and nutrients that support all of life on Earth, the plants, all the animals. Uh, it interacts with all the other different minerals and elements and activates, right? It's really amazing for those of you who were really strong in chemistry, right? To think about the abundance that surrounds us. Good. Let's take another breath here, sinking a little bit deeper into a deeper sense of gratitude within the body. And notice if there's a part of you that really lights up within your body when you think of gratitude. Where does it reside in your body? And then with that sense of gratitude and restedness, softening and opening, I encourage you to open your eyes if they're closed, and we're going to uh, start with our chair stretches or chair yoga. So for me, when I feel gratitude, when I experience gratitude in my body, it's like right here in my solar plexus and my heart center. So let's bring our palms together, because what do we do when we're grateful? We typically bring our hands together. Thanks, right? So let's bring our hands together and bring your thumbs into like the knuckles of your thumbs. Just press them gently into your sternum. Okay. See if you can feel your heartbeat. Search for it. Take a moment here and really connect with the pulsations of the heart. And let's bring a sense of gratitude here for these electrical currents that, are in our heart, in our body, and can really bring us a sense of calm and contentment, safety, security. Good. Now rub your palms together, create some warmth. And to build some coordination, we're going to do some just hand rolls where you're going to bring the tops of your hands together. Your elbows are going to lift, and then we're going to bring the fingertips in and the tops of the hands back together. And we're going to open and just do this movement if you're able to follow along. Okay, good. And now we're going to lift the hands, bring them up, and flutter the arms down. Bring them together and do that one more time. The tops of the hands, the palms, rolling in and out, bringing them all the way up. Really root through the sits bones and engage your abdominals, and then swing the arms down. Now bring the palms together, point the fingers forward, and reach the fingertips forward. Arch the back, press it to the wall behind you, tuck the chin, and on your inhale, open up and receive. So much about gratitude is about receiving, okay? Exhale, hug the belly in, arch the back, bring the arms, fingertips, reach forward, chin tucks. And on the inhale, open wide, open the palms to receive what's available to you and there for you. One more time, exhale. Reach it forward. Inhale. Come back. Good. Squeeze between the shoulder blades as you hug the elbows in. And now bring the palms down to your lap. We're going to do some shoulder rolls. Reverse direction. Yeah, hopefully you're feeling a nice release in the upper back. You're going to drop the right ear over to the right shoulder. Bring the right hand to the side of the head. We're not pressing the head down. Press the head into the palm. Gently engage the abdominals and breathe. Close your eyes if you'd like. Good. Release the hand. Come back to center. Now drop the left ear over to the shoulder. Bring the left hand on top, by the ear. We're going to press that right ear, the right side of the head into the left palm. Engage the abdominals and breathe. Good. Release. Now clasp your hands behind the back of your head and pretend that your palms here are like the headrest in a car or chair. Tuck the chin, lengthen up through the back of the neck, and press the back of the head into the palms. Breathe. Good. Now release the hands. Make a fist with one of your hands and bring it gently to your forehead and press your forehead into the fist. Great. Come back to center, close your eyes and notice the difference just from doing those few movements. Good. Opening your eyes, we're going to twist to the left. Your right hand can come to the outside of your knee. And we're just going to do some quick ones. We're not going to hold them as long. So exhale, come to center, or inhale, come to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Very good. Hands come back to your lap, and we're going to tuck the chin and we're going to arch the back again, doing some cat-cow, we call them. So this is cat. We're exhaling. On your inhale, we bring the heart forward, the collarbone spread, the chin reaches up. Slide your hands along your thighs. Nice, deep, deep breath in. Exhale, slide your hands down your thighs. Exhale, arch, hug the navel center in. And so I want to be intentional with, as you're moving with your breath and moving through these moments, this idea of rubbing, okay? This is a form of self-compassion, self-soothing gestures, just like self-soothing self-talk. And we release endorphins. We're mammals. We love touch. We love warmth and security. Part of being a mammal is we get to enjoy endorphins. Reptiles don't. So when we rub our legs, our arms, right, it feels really, really good. Something else to be grateful for. Come back to center. Now cross your hands over your shoulders. Give yourself a nice bear hug. Really squeeze it in. Inhale, let's open the arms. Exhale, switch. So the opposite elbow is on top. Good. Open it up. One more time, opposite elbow on top. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, switch. Good. Good, good, good. Come back to center. Wiggle it out. Lift the right leg. Point and flex the foot. Circle the ankle. Reverse direction. I can't tell you how good it is to move your joints, okay? So anytime you get a chance to move your wrists and your ankles, do it. Now let's hold the back of the left leg. So your left foot is really firmly planted. You might need to hold both legs. So let's just go ahead and hold the backs of both legs and fold forward. So it's not so much that you're rounding, but pull yourself forward and then bring yourself so that the crown of the head is reaching forward. This is a lot of effort. This isn't an easy one. It's okay. Your right foot is flexed. Exhale, release the right foot to the floor. Breathe. That is some work. Inhale, lift the left leg, flex the foot, take a hold of the backs of the thighs, reach up, so you're really rooting through the sits bones. You're going to hinge at the hips. Exhale, come forward. Breathe. So even when we are having to muscle it and use strength, it's still important to use your breath. Now hold the back of that left leg and point and flex the foot. Reverse direction. So if you have to go into survival mode, that is fine. Breathe. Keep breathing while you're in survival mode if you're having to muscle it. And see if you can still engage in a gratitude practice through that. Good. Bring that left foot down. Let's do some shoulder rolls again. Reverse direction. Good. And now find your seated Shavasana. So Shavasana is a Sanskrit term, ancient language, Indo-European languages come out of Sanskrit. Latin is derived from Sanskrit. It's not hocus pocus words. Shavasana actually means corpse pose. So just make your arms, they can dangle. Your legs are spread eagle, basically, and you just slump. You just slump. There's no effort in Shavasana. That's the whole idea of it. And this is a time to rest and digest. Let the body integrate what it just experienced, the new information that you might have been exposed to, the breath, the nutrients. I mean, this is a chance for the body to really assimilate all the goodness of this last half hour. Take a couple of breaths here. And while you rest here in Shavasana, I'm going to read a poem to you. It's just a quick one, and it says, "Be thankful for the difficult times." Okay, during those times you grow. Be thankful for your limitations because they give you opportunities for improvement. Be thankful for each new challenge because it will build your character, your strength and character. Be thankful for your mistakes. They will teach you valuable lessons. And this is the thing about difficult times. We learn a lot from them. And in Eastern traditions, they say they are our true teachers. And so that's why I say we need it'd be helpful to have a different word for gratefulness when we're applying it to difficult times. It's hard. It doesn't minimize the pain and the difficulty of it, but there is a balance that does exist, and gratitude helps us to acknowledge the balance of it. So with that, if you're still in your Shavasana, you can start to move your fingers and your toes. You can start to wake up the body a bit. Come back to the awareness of your breath and gradually open your eyes if you haven't opened them already. And that brings our November session to a close. So we'll be meeting actually in 3 weeks, I believe, for December. Gosh, is it December 4th, I think? And uh, yes, December 4th, we'll be meeting at noon. The Zoom link is always the same, so feel free to share it with folks. If you'd like to contact us for more information or to schedule a session with myself or one of my coworkers, feel free to contact us. I have our contact information here on the screen, as well as our YouTube channel, Ascension Wisconsin EAP. And if you are collecting wellness points with your employer, the keyword for today is grateful. And I wish you many moments for gratitude from now until we meet. And again, remember, daily practice is really important. All right, everyone. Well, have a wonderful rest of your day, and thanks again for being here.